We ready?
Yes.
So we're just gonna do an introduction, your name, your position, where you're from, and how you were raised up in agriculture.
Okay.
So,
All right.
like to introduce yourself. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Okay. So just to introduce myself, okay. Yeah, my name's Bob Plaster, and I grew up in Autauga County out in Autaugaville. Grew up on a farm. All I ever wanted to do in my life was finish school, go to Auburn, go back and farm with my daddy. But when I graduated from Auburn, interest rates were, it was 1980, December of 80, and interest rates were 18 to 21%. We'd had a drought, we'd sold the cows, we'd had army worms getting the cotton field. So we rented that land out, and my daddy and I both got jobs, went to work. So you fast forward, and I ended up through a series of events working at Alpha down on Southern Bypass, and with the insurance company. And then you do that normal thing. You have your kids, you go to PTA and involved in your local church and whatnot, and you blink. And just like that, they call you in, 33 years gone by, and they tell you you can make more money retired than you make working. So I retired in November of 17, and I'm an old friend with Rick Pate, who's now Commissioner of Agriculture, and he was running for the commissioner job, and my wife and his wife are best friends, and then my brother and Commissioner Pate are best friends. So all of them got together and said, you need to go to work on the campaign. So I hit the road.
When was this?
This was in 2 weeks before I retired, actually, about the middle of November of 17. And we got out on the road. There's 67 counties in this state. I went to 60 of them. And met folks, and this is a great old big state. They're diverse people. They're different from Mobile to Huntsville to Scottsboro to Dothan. It's just a different. You meet different good folks though all over the state, and nobody outworked us on that campaign, and we won. So. In the meantime, I'd been working on my farm, trying to get it a little more autopilot, fixing leases and stuff like that, and cleaning up some stuff. And I pretty much got it all done. And the commissioner said, "I need you to go to work for me." So here I am. My dad had a farm that had cotton, cows, pigs, corn. We didn't have peanuts, and we didn't have produce. Now, we had a garden, and it was a big one, and it fed a lot of folks. But my dad was bad to give it away. He'd work us out there, and we'd plant 40 acres of peas and go around and give it all away. And he actually worked in the soil conservation, state soil conservation area, where Dr. Puckett is now. And he worked closely with Ben Malone's predecessor. So I'm kind of back to real close to what my dad did.
It's a family business, man.
Yeah.
The same thing. You ain't still far from your family.
I'm not far from where it came from. That's right. Well, where we're going with agriculture, we've got to get better. We've got to get more efficient. And I know we're on the production ag side. I know that those big farmers are very efficient, but they've got to continue to do so. Then you've got these smaller niche farmers that have created a place for themselves. A good example is this Blue Ribbon Dairy. It's up in Elmore County. They got 18 cows. There's no way that they can supply milk for the world, but they can supply milk for Tallahassee and Wetumpka and Millbrook. And people are lining up, people are driving up there from Montgomery just so they can get fresh milk, that they know where it came from. And people are concerned about that. And they want to know where their produce comes from, where that milk comes from, where the eggs come from. So you've got that movement that's going on. And as I visited with some farmers here today, that some were producing collard greens in Clayton. And they have that same thing that's going on. So there's that local food movement that people want to know where their food comes from and that it's from a quality source. Now, as far as hemp, right now we're kind of in a well, it's a research period of time that we're in. There's been no research in the state of Alabama. And in order to be classified industrial hemp, it's got to test out at below 0.3% THC. And the problem that I see is their high input costs. And then when our guys show up from Department of Agriculture to do the test and it's over that, then you've got to destroy the crop. And at this point, there's no insurance payment, there's no indemnification check that would be coming. And the input costs are high. So you stand to lose a lot of money. And we don't know if those seeds that we're getting are going to come in at 0.25, or if they came in at 0.31, then it's got to be destroyed. And that puts that farmer at peril. The second thing is there are no places to process the hemp right now. The closest place is North Carolina. So you harvest your crop, what do you do with it? You load it on a truck and carry it to North Carolina. Well, you've got to go through 2 or 3 states. Their laws match our laws, and are you going to end up in jail traveling through Georgia or traveling through South Carolina or Tennessee? So those questions haven't been answered yet. We've got to get production facilities here in the state. We're currently accepting applications, and the cutoff date for that is tomorrow, the 22nd of February. We right now have, I remember we've got 14 applicants for farmers, 4 for producers, and 1 university. And what we want is the universities to get in and to get the research done, because people are calling us now saying, when do I plant hemp? I don't know. Well, how far do I put the seeds apart? I don't know. We're not the extension service, so to speak. We're not the authority on how to. We're just a regulatory agency that makes sure that it's below 0.3%. So they have to apply to us, get a license, get a certificate, really not a license, certificate, in order to do this, and then they go from there. But I'm encouraging people to be patient and be careful. Just be careful. Now, as far as the future, 5 years from now, wow. If this takes off like you read about on the internet, if we can believe everything we see on the internet, it could be real good. But I'm naturally a cautious person, and I don't want to see this end up to where we let our emotions get out in front of us and lead us to make bad financial decisions. So be careful.
That's good.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Now you can go to your session.
So how do we come up with that magic number of